It is the year 2985, ages after the space revolution. Human colonies have reached the most remote places and discovered the enormous power of green emeralds as an energy source. But just today, aliens have decided to take back what was stolen from them by those greedy humans. Now, the future of the colony is in the depths of steep ravines, the haunt of dangerous creatures. And its only hope lies in the hands of the Earth's most experienced fighter pilot. Get ready for the mission, because you are our future.
"16-bit anime intro." Nice, yes. And what I love about that is just how tongue-in-cheek it was and how self-aware. I mean, honestly, that was amazing. Let's get this started. Let's see if I can figure out the controls. Z to shoot and select things. Also, this music is pretty fucking awesome right out the gate too. So, it seems to be some sort of thing where I can customize my ship. I can get upgrades, gems. I'm gonna go ahead and just click on this skull. Ah, I see. So I can buy the IE-16, which is immune to electricity and has a little bit faster speed if I can gauge what this all means. To that end, I'm just gonna go with the free is cheap one because I have no gems.
When an alien explodes, it turns into a gem, and its surrounding neighbors are crystallized. You cannot destroy or pass through crystallized aliens. Alien explosions spread if surrounding aliens have the same color. The last explosions of a chain will crystallize surrounding aliens, placed on the X and Y axis. All items collected, there are 3 special aliens in each stage that turn into upgrade points. Use them to boost your ship's stats. There are 18 upgrade points in total. Use them wisely. Finally, there are 3 black aliens in each stage that turn into green emeralds. Get them all back.
If you're asking, is this a puzzle game shooter? Then you are absolutely correct. This shit is supposedly Bejewled. So, I don't know. I've never played a lot of puzzle games, so this is going to be somewhat of an exciting turn of events for me right there. Also, that was a great way to get this started. But yes, this is basically Bejewled meets Tyrion with like a pretty damn chilled out soundtrack. Now, I looked into who made the soundtrack, and I have to confess myself somewhat disappointed because it strikes me, from what I read, as being stock. So that is something that I'm kind of a little bit sad about. I wish that this music had been actually like made specifically for this game. Also, I'm dead. Bye. Birds not streaming with Wander. Oh yeah. I mean, they're doing their thing, so I figured I would do mine just to make sure that I, of course, kept the stream going. So this is a nice, humongous blue vein right here. Get all the crystals for doing that. And what do I do with the crystals? I don't know, but I use them presumably to buy things because it's a video game. And crystals, and then question mark, and then money appears at the same time. There's also a lot of Metroids flying around, which I'm not too keen on. I would like to... maybe I can kill the Metroids. Maybe that's something I can do. So if I just wallop him good, like... Oh, well, he's running away. Well, shit, never mind. Alright. So let's try again. This seems like a game that might potentially be a little bit grindy. Like, until you get a lot of power-ups, it might be a little bit on the harder side. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I can indeed kill the Metroids. Well, good. I just need to spam that shit. I don't want to spam it too much, because if I do that, then I get the feeling that what's going to happen is I'm going to wind up crystallizing myself into a bullshit situation, and that would not be appreciated. Let's get all that money from that. Huge vein of dead aliens, though. Yeah, I know the crystallized aliens can't be destroyed. I also... Oh, there's the green crystal. Fuck. Damn it. Beware of the Metroids. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, so... I guess I can afford the second tier ship at this point, but I'm gonna keep trying to get through this just with this, just to kind of learn the gist of this game. So, anyway. Oh, I can blow up the rocks. Oh, that's a good thing to keep in mind. So if I ever get stuck, I can always divert to, not divert. I can focus on getting through a rock instead, in a last circumstance type of situation. So, anyway, I kind of wonder why these guys are dropping crystals in the first place. Like, is it like their eggs? Or is it like how they reproduce or something? Like, I don't know what I'm picking up here. God fucking damn it. Hey, Fira. How you doing tonight? Why am I so bad? For people who don't know, Fira is my coworker. So, they've been saying they wanted to come in here and shit up the chat, so everyone give them a warm welcome as they come in and proceed to shit up the chat. So, Fira, normally I'd be doing something else, but instead I'm doing this. So, I know I said that I was going to be doing things that weren't exactly this, but instead I'm doing this. So, there is that. I think I might be screwed. Oh wow, this is shit. Okay, good game. Holy shit. Alright. Because I'm chatting too much? Yeah, sort of. Okay. This isn't going. That was a bit of a suck bad little situation to put myself into. Alright, I got one of the emeralds though. It looks like that saves that progress. So if I get 3 of them, I guess that will probably count as beating this level. I don't really know. I think that I saw the level select screen, so that implies to me that there must be the existence of some sort of leveling system going on here, but I'll be damned if I see it right now. I think this might be another situation where I'm screwed unless I can... I'm gonna try and get through here because there's a big chain. There we go. This is looking slightly better. Boy, their tactics are particularly strange, but remarkably effective, might I say. These aliens know exactly how to screw me. God damn it! Screw me over. An Amazon lackey. Yep, that's exactly what we are. Wow, they do not pull any punches with your hitbox in this game. That was going better though. I feel like I've got this. I feel like I've got this game in my crosshairs at this point. So, yeah. I think that I really was drawn to this game in a lot of ways because of its soundtrack. Like, it's got that PC 90s video game vibe to it because it's using those FM synthesizer chips that I've talked about previously on streams, and I've talked about how much I like the sound of that. So it's got like a Sega Genesis, like 1990s soundtrack flavor to it, and I've always just thought that was like a really neat sound effect. Like, it's kind of interesting because they, generally speaking, sound terrible unless you really know what you're doing. But if you can like get some good stuff out of them, they can sound really, really pretty. And in this instance, like, it's pretty reasonable. It's a little bit on the retro side, but they're still like using it pretty effectively for what they're trying to go for here. And it sounds like an interesting job. I guess this is gonna be the first boss. So after doing, you know, like playing through Tyrion, and it's like, wow, people actually really like Tyrion, and just kind of thinking like, huh, maybe a modern game which is kind of like Tyrion-esque is just what the doctor ordered to get through the Saturday blues. This boss definitely, like, it feels a little bit on the fast-paced side just because moving through the puzzly stuff is really slow. But I guess that what they said when I read the description of this game is that, generally speaking, the main levels are puzzly, and then the bosses are where it gets all action-packed like so. So if you like completely schizophrenic video game design, then there we are. Because this boss has been defeated. First boss down. Amiga games had really good synth soundtracks. Turrican Good was really good. Yeah, Turrican is an awesome, awesome series of video games. So I wouldn't say that this is too Amiga inspired. Because, I don't know, I think it sounds way better than the Amiga. But it's still pretty awesome. So I unlocked a couple extra ships there. Let's, what does this one do? Okay, that one's locked. Weird. I'm gonna pop over into this planet, I guess, and I got a couple more options here. So this one, has better stats and everything, so I guess I'll just buy that one and get this shit a-rolling. Shame what happened to the Amiga, they're good for the time. Yeah, the Amiga was just incredibly mismanaged. Like, it could have been like really, really awesome. It's kind of funny to me because I remember playing games on the Amiga. Oh, okay. I ran into... Oh, no, shit, fuck. I ran into that caterpillar bug and I got my ass kicked. Yeah, it's interesting about the Amiga because, like, they had much better hardware than PCs, for one. And then, for two, it was really interesting to me to play, like, a game that was released on the Amiga and then play it on the DOS. And then be like, oh, wow, this soundtrack sounds, like, way shittier on DOS. Also, that level generation pretty much fucked me over. I don't think I had a way to get through any of that. Alright. As far as I know, I didn't really see one. Everything kind of seemed a little bit too spread out. I didn't see any big blocks. So I'm gonna wait a little bit and kind of let the generation catch up. Yeah, and just kind of maybe a little more carefully get through this sort of stuff. This is already looking to be a slightly better approach. Gotta keep my eyes open for any of the so-called black bugs, I guess. As racist as that may sound. You know, they're extra scary, as you know. But they also drop green emeralds, and I think I just froze one. I think. That's a shame, if that is true. Kind of didn't really notice it. But, let's see, so I took one hit already. So... Try to dodge the projectile there. Fuck, never mind. Okay, we got this. Okay. Yeah, DOS and PC sound cards, by and large, really didn't cut it compared to, like, say, the NES and stuff like that. Even the Sega Genesis, like, we remember, like, Sonic the Hedgehog having a really great soundtrack and stuff, right? Right, like, that was awesome. If you listen to most Sega Genesis games, a lot of them sound more like... Like, they just sound terrible. And, that's pretty much par for the course with the sort of chips that they had. That's... Aha, I got an upgrade. And this one also drops an upgrade? No. Interesting, I wonder what distinguished that one. I saw it visually, like out of the corner of my eye. I was like, that one looks different for some reason. And I killed it too fast to really memorize what exactly it was that brought my eye to it in the first place. Ah ha ha ha! They have helmets. Okay, so the helmety bugs have like power-ups associated with them. Very interesting stuff. So make sure to stay locked in on that sort of stuff. Yeah, Mario and Sonic had very iconic original soundtracks. It's true. Are you saying that you don't remember, like, Chuck Rock having a great soundtrack or anything like that? Yeah, the original Rystar OST, even though it was Genesis, it was really good. Yeah, I'm not saying that, like, Sega Genesis soundtracks couldn't be good if they weren't Sonic or anything like that, but it was considerably harder. The, what was it called? The Yamaha DX7 was the name of the synth keyboard that came out in the 80s, and that was the first thing that used FM synthesis. And so if you listen to, like, any sort of pop from the 80s, it's all going to be like that sort of, like, style to it. And sounded really good at, like, making bells and guitars, and that was pretty much it. Well, shit, that sucked. I like how the pilot berates me for fucking up by saying, like, the fuck was that, when I just pilot myself right into death. Can't say I blame him. Can't say I blame him. I'd be pretty pissed off too if I had to fly something without actually being able to control where it went whatsoever, instead relying on some 13-year-old kid to do it for me. Even though I'm not 13, most other people in the world probably are. Therefore, they would probably do a much shittier job of piloting this thing than I do. And that was a humongous ass combo, so I'm gonna take all of these gems in while I get the chance. The Genesis had less sound channels. The Genesis had, like, The Sega Genesis wasn't able to play like more than one sound at a time, if I remember correctly. So the Sega Genesis, like, whenever you heard multiple sounds at once with the Sega Genesis, what it was doing was it was just flipping between two different sounds faster than you could tell. So you just hear like a little slice of like, I don't know, like if you listen to a bass drum and like something else, like the bass guitar hit at the same time, like their notes, basically what would happen is that you would hear like a sliver of the bass drum and then you'd hear the bass guitar right afterwards. But it would switch between the two so fast that you couldn't actually like hear any difference. Now, the SNES had a pretty sophisticated sound chip in it. It had MIDI as well as the ability to take on like custom samples. So if there's, what's the name of that game? Plock? It took heavy advantage of the SNES's ability to sample stuff, and it sounds really, really cool. Because they went beyond like any of the crappy MIDI shit you could get. Doubling your fee. Well, you're getting paid in giant crystallized space gems, so that's got to be worth at least like a couple $100s, right? Okay. Let's